Why this program eliminates heavy metal toxicity. When we discuss heavy metal toxicity, we're largely referring to the accumulation of toxic heavy metals like mercury, aluminum, lead, and many others. These have become, or the dangers of the accumulation of these metals has become something that many of you have recently become aware of, even though this has been around a long time. I was diagnosed with this condition or problem myself 25 years ago, by the way, which also leads to the idea that once again, I'm talking about a topic that not only do I have a lot of professional experience with, but also a lot of personal experience. But back to the main topic. Heavy metal toxicity has become, again, an issue that many of you are aware of, especially if you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, but also if you have a neurological problem, and many of you with children with autism, ADD, and other neurological conditions have become aware of how heavy metal toxicity is a contributor to those conditions. Let me warn you, though, if you're watching this video, that heavy metals are just one of many acids or toxins that contribute to numerous symptoms, illnesses, addictions, and weight problems. So I would encourage all of you to watch this video. In this program, we are healing your bowel, which eventually eliminates acids and toxins like metals from your body, but we're also more quickly helping to heal the body and assist in that elimination of them with a product called body bentonite. So remember, bentonite, which is thoroughly discussed, chapters 8 and 10 of my book, Unique Healing, is an agent that helps to soak up the metals in your gut, in your bowel, so that they actually get out of your body. Body bentonite eliminates the metals that are not only floating in your blood, but also in your organs and tissues. That leads to a complete permanent healing that is something that these other programs aren't really doing, but I'll discuss more of that in a minute. In fact, the misunderstandings about heavy metal toxicity are quite great, quite large. I'm going to touch on a few of them. You will find more of them discussed in length in Unique Healing 2, which will be available in 2012. But in the meantime, let me remind you, as was also again clarified in chapter 8 of my book, Unique Healing, there are only 4 ways to eliminate acids / toxins / heavy metals from your body. That is to eliminate them through your kidneys, your skin, your lungs, and your bowels. To pee them out, to sweat them out, breathe them out, or poop them out. Those are the only ways to get toxins like metals out of your body. In this program, admittedly, bentonite is not helping those first 3 channels. To help those, you do things like deep breathing, drinking water, sweating, going to the sauna, jacuzzi. Again, you'll find that in chapter 8. But bentonite does do something that the majority of these heavy metal detoxifying programs do not do, which is it does at least soak them up in the bowel and gets them out of your body through the stool. They are actually eliminated from your body with this program. That takes me to this section here, which I just talked about, but I'm going to emphasize more, which is that there are many heavy metal detoxifiers, chelation therapy, and methionine, and other products that are being promoted and marketed as something that eliminates these metals from your body. But that's not true. They do nothing to help you pee, sweat, breathe, or poop better. Rather, they may bind and attach to the metals in the blood. They don't even do anything about the ones in the organs. So that's half the problem, is those are still there causing problems. But they can attach to the ones in the blood and reduce their presence there. When you get a blood test done, you're led to believe that you've taken all these metals out of your body, which is not true. Again, nothing that has been done to even touch the ones that are stored in the tissues and organs, but also by attaching to those metals, toxins, etc. in the blood, we can have some reduction in symptoms, which again can wrongly lead many of you to believe that the metals have been excreted. It is down here important that you understand that the metals in your tissues, just like any toxin level in your tissues, cannot be measured on a blood test. Unfortunately, a lot of times heavy metals are measured by a blood test. So again, you may be led to believe things are okay. You may have a few metals in the blood and a ton in your organs, and you can get a good clean bill of health and be told that you're much healthier than you are because the test doesn't show their presence in the blood. There is a lot of promotion of hair analysis testing to test the levels of metals in the tissues or in the organs. I had a bunch of those tests done 20 years ago, and I in fact just recently pulled them out to look at those results. I hadn't seen them in a long time, and there was no consistent pattern of improvement in those. At the same time, when I was having those done, I was taking a bunch of crutches. I was taking a bunch of supplements that just treat symptoms and don't eliminate metals from the body, which I kind of figured out back then. Of course, I know that very well now, but so that explains one reason why they wouldn't have changed. But to make a long story short, I'm not sure I would fully trust that as a test either to measure the amount of metals in the tissues and organs. We have a test here, and it's presented in chapter 2 of my book, which is, look, you or your child should be able to eat fruit all day long and pizza all day long and not have any symptoms or weight problems as a result of that. If there were no acids like metals in the organs, then that type of diet would not cause them to dump into the blood and create symptoms. That is the most important concept about this video. So if you're new and this is the first video you've watched, please go back and watch my video, Avoid Cleansing Diets for Now, and read my book as much as you can to try to get that concept. It's really important. But the point is, that is maybe the best test. It's an inexpensive test too, isn't that great? And anyone can do it. You don't need a special doctor's orders. But it is maybe the only accurate test that we currently have to measure that. So if someone has told you that you've eliminated metals from your body and then you stop the supplements they gave you and you go eat peaches all day long and you don't feel very good, then maybe that really hasn't been done. Or not maybe, it hasn't been done. It's a simple way of testing that. A couple last quick things. Body bentonite does not contain aluminum. There is some fear online about the toxic metal content of some bentonite products. I can say two things about that. Number one, bentonite is not just used internally for healing like we're using it. It is used in construction and winemaking and other industries, in which case it's less important what the metal content is. So that is true that those products probably contain some metals. I also cannot police the entire bentonite industry. If you buy a product besides body bentonite, it's probably safe, but I certainly can't guarantee that. Maybe it has a problem. What I can guarantee is that body bentonite does not contain heavy metals like aluminum. That I can tell you. Last but not least, Unique Healing Colloidal Silver, which is a fabulous crutch discussed in length in chapter 10 of my book. It's great for lots of you to feel better, to eliminate fungal, bacterial, parasitic infections. Sometimes that evokes this concern because you see that word silver and you think that's a heavy metal, and I can understand that, but it is not. Colloidal silver is not a toxic heavy metal, period. It is not one. End of story. You are not going to hurt yourself by using large amounts. There are no side effects and no possibility of it damaging you because it is just simply not a toxic heavy metal. So I hope that has helped. As always, if you'd like some more information, read my book, go to my website at www.uniquehealing.com, or if you'd like to schedule an appointment with me, you can contact me at Donna at uniquehealing.com, and I hope that has helped.